Hello and welcome back to the one. My name is Beast, and today we're back with Daitoshokan no Hitsujikai, Kodachi-Route. This recording was started kind of late because family barbecue. Even though I wasn't really a fan of that, I'm not too good with people, so I tend to stay at home during those events. However, this time I was forced along. It did kind of ruin my mood for today, but I managed to get it back by watching some videos before this. Also, I'm hoping that it will further improve the second I start drinking. This is a problem, isn't it? Anyways, so here's the first choice that's already different. We need to be an asshole. So let's go ahead and stop skipping and be an asshole. Perhaps. What's that about again? She laughs a little, but her smile is strange. She bows once again. Back to skipping. Okay, we're back with the next choice that we have to do different. Namely, we don't nominate anyone. Yay. Second thought, I don't really want to point someone out. It may rock the boat a bit too much. I'll be fair here. Yeah, let's leave it for another time. Back to skipping. Well, that skip was fucking fast. Clothes are a nuisance, apparently. Clothes are a nuisance, if you ask me. Kodachi's enjoying yourself. Back to the not back to the sex scene, back to the skipping. God fucking damn it. Okay, we're back at a point where you have to choose something new. I like them all. I like them all. What man doesn't want to harem? The Middle East is one of my dream destinations. What? I wasn't expecting that. How would it be a pain for you? I'm the one who has to choose. It's a pain for me. No seriousness. In all seriousness, I do want to be nice to everyone. I can't choose one person out of all of them. Besides, it will apparently take me further away from the magical library. She gets to her feet. She doesn't seem too happy. You going back? You're welcome. And back to skipping. Okay, I'm back for the next choice. Wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens. I don't want to look like I'm siding with anyone in particular. Just as that thought passed through my head, Takamine makes eye contact with me. Maybe I'll jump onto that. If Takamina's in, then I have to join. Nice, back to skipping. Okay, we back at a choice. Don't specify anyone. If I specify one of the girls in particular, it may sow seeds of discord. Let's settle this peacefully. Don't tell me it's Kyoko. She now rolls her eyes. Are you serious? Back to skipping. Alright, we're back here where you may be surprised. We're supposed to go through every choice. So we're supposed to say knew all our email addresses, Too Bloody Huge, and Kanosuke. So starting with the Shepherd knew all our email addresses. Shepherd knew all our email addresses. Even Kanosuke's, who had just signed a new contract then. That's why Kodachi is, all this clue does is emphasize the Shepherd's mysteriousness. It's not directly linked to her. I need to think more carefully. I am just going to go for everything. Your boobs are too bloody huge! Kodachi, your boobs are too bloody huge.
Huh?
They're way too dangerous! Let's try this again. And back to that one, so back to skipping. And I'm not even gonna like stop pause the recording because this next choice is immediately going to be here. Scouting your own desires. It's a wonderful way to live. It's like the creed of a saint who has attained enlightenment. Sounds like a serene way to live. It's going to sound... Whoops. Okay, back to skipping. Alright, next choice is here. I'll look all around. I'll look all over for any problems. I don't know why I made those weird noises before I started talking again. Spend some time walking and looking everywhere. But there's nothing that catches my eye. I still have a bit of time. Where should I go? Stage apparently. So, back to skipping. It does say consider saving here, so let me just go ahead and go back to the stage option. There you go, let's actually go back here and save here because that's loading. Because I can be overly suspicious of things, so let's go back to the stage and skip. And actually pause the damn thing. Okay, now it starts here again. I neatly catch the fluttering bookmark. That was close. There's no way I'd have found it again if I'd had let it fly off into the distance. Oh well, I continue my way to school with a sigh of relief. Lunch break! Is that a different hold on, it's easy to check. There we go. That was easy. August 30th! Another view from Kodachi. This is the first one from Kodachi's view, I think. And immediately the soundtrack starts playing. What's it called?
8月30日月曜日
Yeah, nice, but I want to see the soundtrack name.
業務報告
Waving Waters.
8月ミナフェスの成功以来図書部には大小様々な依頼が舞い込むようになった。彼らは可能な限り依頼を受けており、日々忙しく活動している。特に夏祭り期間は数多くの依頼をこなし、八面六臂の大活躍であった。活動の模様は添付の写真を参照されたし。観察対象である家計京太郎も積極的に活動を行っている。他部員との交流も重ねているが、誰かと強い関係を構築するまでには至っていない。読書への依存も相変わらず強く、このままなら遠からず目標を達する可能性もある。
Wait, she's really upset that she's gonna be in trouble if he doesn't, like, choose someone soon. Now it's suddenly, if it remains this way, the goal will be accomplished. What? Whoops.
引き続き注意深く観察を続ける方針である。また、図書部のメンバーとも継続的に接触を続ける予定である。羊飼い、見習い、木立なぎと。
Mark to find a full stop and place the pen on the table.
終わり終わり。
It's crazy that they only accept handwritten reports in this day and age. I release a sigh and take a swig of the iced tea that I ordered. My eyes wander outside the cafe via the large glass window. The passerby are being fried by the midsummer sun. I can feel sweat forming on my brow just from looking at them. Going to the boss, once I become a shepherd, I won't feel warmth or coldness anymore. I won't need to eat or sleep either. I'll really be released from all my worldly limits. I'll essentially surpass my humanity. I abandoned my humanity, Jojo! I want to become a shepherd and shed all these annoying artifacts clinging on to me. And I want to do it fast. Take another gulp of my iced tea, gazing on at the blistering heat outside while enjoying a cold drink indoors. It doesn't get any better than this. Once I become a shepherd, I won't be able to experience this feeling again. It's a little sad, but I've already decided on my path a long time ago. There's no turning back now. Another view and... August 31st. August 31st, 2 p.m. I'm in my apartment, flipping the pages of a book with air conditioner on full blast. The last day of summer break is generally when students find themselves studying the most to catch up on their summer homework. However, all the classes I took this year don't have any summer homework, so I've essentially had the entire summer off. If it wasn't for this library club's activity, that is. There were a whole 3 days of the summer break left by the time we finished all the requests related to the summer festival. I've been devoting my body and soul in these 3 days to reading as much as I can. Suddenly, the intercom. I visit there this time. I'd rather read one more page of my book. But given who's probably on the other side of the door, I don't think I have much of a choice.
Yahoo, Kakei! どうしたのよその顔。
Huh?
んじゃないわよ。目の下にクマできてるし、頬こけてるし、不精ひげ生えてるし。
He's got stubble from 3 straight days of reading? Does this man's also have a blessed beard growth?
完全修行中って感じの顔になってる。
It's a perfect look for a library club member, right? I can't exactly see it for myself, but this is what it looked like after 3 days of continuous reading.
それ死にそうな顔っていうのよ。体大丈夫？
Fine. I was just focused on reading.
ほんと読書バカよね。
Book fetish! She sighs exaggeratedly. Anyways, as you can see, I'm extremely busy. What do you want?
デートに付き合ってくれない？
No.
断るな。
No, I don't.
断るな。お風呂入って着替えて30分後に私の部屋に来て。よろしくね。
She closed the door without waiting for my reply. A date, huh? I know. I'd rather read, to be honest. So I'm gonna save here again, apparently. Anyways, she did offer, so I should. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Anyways, she did offer, so I should. She did offer, so I really should. Guess I'll see what the sun looks like again. With my decision made, I head to the bathroom. "30 minutes later, I dress myself appropriately and head to her apartment.
何もない部屋だけど、ゆっくりしてね。
She's not joking either, it's really empty. The only thing around is a thick book lying on the floor. Yeah, she is still not living here for sure. Venue for this date is your own home.
最近流行ってるみたいだし、一気に距離を縮めるチャンスかもね。
She sounds like she's joking, but her eyes are serious. Looks like this isn't going to be a typical date. There's something to say?
羊飼いのことで家計に話しておかなくちゃならないことがあるの。
She sits on the floor and begins her otherworldly chatter. I match her gaze and sit in front of her.
夏休み前、私が羊飼いの仮免中だって言ったことを覚えてる？
Yeah, I remember.
私はね、正式な羊飼いになるための試験を受けてる最中なの。
That explains the provisional bit. Does the test have both written and practical portions?
実技オンリーね。ま、それはどうでもよくて。
She reaches into the pocket of her skirt and takes something out. A short but explosive noise rings out. Ribbons fly out from her held cracker and flutter onto my head. The peculiar smell of gunpowder wafts to my nostrils.
一次試験合格おめでとうおめでとうおめでとう。
Oh, congratulations, Kodachi! She has to celebrate her achievement by firing a cracker by herself. She even dragged me into her celebration on the pretense of a date. Such a sad life she leads. It would be terrible for me if I didn't play along, so I will.
いや、受かったのはあんただから。
Oh, I see. Wait, what?
だから家計が羊飼いの一次試験に
Don't sign me up randomly! I never asked to take it! It's so random and sudden, I can't see it as anything but a joke.
したでしょ
I did not.
またまた
I love that expression, Jesus Christ. Look at her, look at her. I mean, it's not as good as, you know... this one. But, you know... I'll take what I can get. No, seriously. She stares at me in silence for 3 seconds.
まあいいわボスに会えばわかるでしょ
She gets to her
連れ
feet.
てってあげる
Who's this boss person?
羊飼いで私の上司で私の試験監督
Do you think I'll follow you along just from that?
警戒しないでよ羊飼いは人間の幸福のために活動してるんだから危害なんて加えないって
What if, being injured would lead someone to become a very famous politician that solves world hunger? Hunger or something like that. Like them being gravely injured, having a heavy mental... and taking heavy psychological damage from it. Somehow causes them to become an extraordinarily able politician that solves crisis after crisis. Would you do that? Because by Shepherd logic, they would do that without blinking an eye. Like they would do that in a heartbeat. Because it's better for humanity. Which then again causes pretty strong, you know. I guess you could call it a paradox. Oh well. Are you telling the truth?
私が嘘ついたことあった？あるか。
She answers herself perfectly.
ごめん。ついてきてください。家計を連れて行かないと私が大目玉なの。
She puts her hands together pleadingly. Good grief. You're not up to anything fishy, right? You better not try to push me to buy useless stuff.
大丈夫。私が保証する。
Oh well, if it'll help her out, I guess I'll go. Alright, I'll tag along.
そうこなくっちゃね。
She approaches the book on the floor with a grin. The thick encyclopedia-esque book looks so out of place in this deserted apartment. What book is that?
秘密。
She opens the book at about halfway through, then leans over to put her left hand on the yellowed pages.
家計、come on.
She stretches her right hand out in my direction. Aren't we supposed to meet you, boss?
だからこっちに来て。
I have no idea what she's up to, but I walk towards her anyway. She grabs onto my wrist as soon as I'm within reach. Hey.
じゃ、行こっか。
The old book suddenly glows with a dazzling light. Light gets brighter and brighter. Soon enough, the entire room is painted white. Wait, what's going on?
家計でも慌てるんだね。かわいい。
But stupid, aren't we supposed to see your boss?
ちゃんと行くって。家計の大好きな魔法の図書館にね。
The light blinding my eyes slowly fades. A familiar sight greets me. It's a magical library that I've seen countless times in my dreams. Does that mean I'm dreaming right now? No, it can't be. Kodachi's right there, holding on to my hand. The warmth of her own hand is the real thing. I gingerly try to breathe and succeed. There's an atmosphere here, apparently.
ようこそ魔法の図書館。正しくは祈りの図書館へ。
This is all real, right?
もちろん。ほっぺたつねってあげる？
She doesn't wait for my response. Ow! That's classic for sure. The pain brings memories flooding back. This has to be the reality, right? How did we get here? I only remember you touching that book.
羊飼いは本を出入り口にしてどこへでも移動できるの。
She points at her feet. There's a relief carving of a book on the floor. It forms a square about 2 meters wide. It's one of those warp portals that you see all the time in movies and books. You don't see them in books, so they use these things to travel all over the place. I have no choice but to believe this. Where exactly is this library located? Take a look at my phone. Sure enough, I'm not getting service in this area. It must be underground or inside a mountain.
まあいきなりじゃびっくりするわよね。
She smiles wryly as she begins to explain. Apparently, the Library of Wishes doesn't exist in a physical sense. To make it simple, it exists in every single human's brain. Every human has a part of their subconscious, which is shared with everyone else. It's a spiritual world that exists only in the mind, so it's the collective unconscious. It's like if each of us had a string at the bottom of our feet, and that string is connected to the core of the earth. The Library of Wishes would essentially be that core. It exists in a corner of everyone's mind, but none of us are, or can be, conscious of it. It's hard to swallow.
いきなり納得はできないわよね。ただ、こうして今自分が立っていて、行き来ができるってのが全てかな。
Evidence over logic, huh? Whatever, I'll listen to what you folks have to say first. Time isn't a factor here. I can judge the authenticity of her claims later. How was this library even made, anyway? The shepherds built it from the ground up?
ちょっとややこしいんだけど。
それは私が説明しよう。
A voice from afar interrupts her before she can start to explain. The owner of the voice stands about 10 meters from us.
あ、ボス。
That's your supervisor?
そう、ほら行くよ。
She urges me towards her supervisor. I stare at his calm expression as we approach him.
やあ、小立君。よく連れてきてくれたね。
The man smiles gently at me.
私は小立君の上司にあたる羊飼いで、羊飼い771号。本来羊飼いには名前がないんだけど、番号をもじって7位って呼ばれてる。
Nice to meet you. I'm Kake.
はじめましてか。やっぱり覚えていてはもらえなかったかな。
He smiles warmly. Have we met before?
ずいぶん昔になるけど、本を読んでる君と話したことがあるんだ。
Did that happen?
君みたいに必死な顔で本を読む子は初めて見たよ。ってね。
My eyes go wide. Yeah, that's right. The memories come flooding back in my head like a cascade of dominoes.
なるほど。つまり君は、この世のすべてが書かれている魔法の本が欲しいんだね。
Yeah, I want that.
おじさんは、その本のありかを知っているよ。
Really?
魔法の本はね、魔法の図書館にあるんだ。でも、魔法の図書館には誰もが入れるわけじゃない。
Whoops. Can I go in?
それは、これからの君の努力次第だな。
What do we have to do?
人に優しくすることだよ。心から人の幸せを願うんだ。
I don't get it.
いつかわかる日が来るよ。その日が来たら、おじさんが迎えに来よう。そしたら、魔法の図書館に案内してあげる。
Okay.
これは、図書館へのチケットだ。絶対になくしちゃいけないよ。
You were that old man back then.
おっさんとは手厳しい。実際、違いないけどね。
A wry smile creeps onto his face. In that case, I was called here because...
君があの時の約束を守ってくれたからだ。
that mean I was nice enough to people? I can barely believe it myself. About as self-absorbed as they get.
バカらしいと思ってるだろう。自分は利己的な人間だと。
He sees right through me.
でも、そう気づくことが大切なんだ。自分の至らない面に気づくことこそが、人に優しくする第一歩だよ。
Ah, the fuck. Doesn't want to stand. Well, he looks all over both Kodachi and I, but feels like he was aiming those words more at Kodachi. By the way, you said you were going to explain how this library was formed?
ああ、そうだったね。ごめん。
He starts to explain. First of all, the formation of the library. This library was apparently born from the wishes of people wanting a better life for themselves. People have always prayed and wished, regardless of the era, location, or religion. Countless number of wishes made since the birth of humanity accumulated at the consciousness shared by all humans. The wishes all gathered together at a single spot, eventually turning into the library I'm standing at right now. It's not much different from the formation of stars from dense concentration of interstellar gas and dust. No one knows when exactly the library was formed, but at the very least, it has been around since the first shamans were born into human society. That's not easy to process.
100年崇められた巨木にだって神が宿るというだろう。人類発生以来積み重ねられた祈りが図書館になっても不思議はないだろう。
By the way, I actually have like 3 new types of cider with me that I've never tried, so I'll be trying those tomorrow during the Two Demons recording. The Library of Wishes holds books with the entire past and future of humans written on them. That alone has no effect on the real world. To do so, there needs to be someone to read the books and use that knowledge to help humans. That's where the shepherds come in. According to him, each book is tied to one human's life. It basically reads like a flowchart of life. It shows you what happens if a person does something at some point of their life. That's why shepherds are able to give people accurate advice.
ここにある本には、今を生きる人間のすべての過去と未来が書かれている。筧君の言葉で表現するなら、魔法の本さ。僕たちはその知識を人類の幸せのために使う。人をコントロールするのではなく、その人がより良い人生を送れるようサポートする。つまり図書館や羊飼いは人類の願いが生み出した人類の奉仕者なんだ。
The warm smile never fades from his lips. It is kind of fitting that I'm currently like at finale of Persona 5 base game, and then this as a storyline comes up. Very funny. Anyways.
人一人の願いなんて塵みたいなもので、大した力はないかもしれない。でも、それが積み重なれば、誰か一人くらい幸せになってもいいと思う。たとえ願いが実現しなくても、願うことは無駄にはならない。そんな希望があったっていいんじゃないかな。
This explanation is on such a grand scale, it's hard to comprehend. Sakuraba would dismiss it instantly, that's for sure. I'm not sure how to react, but at the very least, he seems to be entirely serious about this.
まあ、口でいくら言ったところで納得はしてもらえないだろうね。
I'm afraid so.
筧さ、なんで信じられないのよ。
She looks a little huffy.
私が図書部に送ったメールなんて未来が分かってなきゃ送れないでしょ。それに筧だって未来予知をするときにはここの幻影を見てたんでしょ。
I know, but they may have went to great lengths to explain everything, but there's no proof about all this stuff. About spiritual world and wishes. There's only one thing I can't deny. At the very least, I'm standing in the library of wishes at this very moment.
まったく。どうして家計が一次試験合格なんですか?
She directs her question at him.
それを考えるのも君にとってプラスになるだろうね。
はあ、いつもの返しですね。
She looks exasperated. I was planning to ignore her, but that first test she brought up still interests me. I've heard something about a first test from Kodachi. What exactly is that? I don't recall taking any tests recently.
そうか。
He looks a little worried.
幼い頃の君との会話で、私は君に羊飼いになる意思があるのかと思ってしまったんだ。だから一次試験はあの時から始まったことになる。
So I've been undergoing a test without ever knowing about it?
すまないけど、そういうことなんだ。
Well, at least it's not some test that serves as an obstacle, like you might find in novels. Yeah, I've still been living my life the way I've wanted, so there's no issue. Oh well, as long as it didn't cause any harm.
で、めでたくも家計は無事試験に合格したってわけ。
Kodachi's mutters from her lips tightened up. She's not in the best of moods. What exactly was the first test about?
昔伝えた通り、人に優しくすることだよ。
Genuinely wish for their happiness. Different people have different interpretations of what's nice.
基準は私の主観だよ。羊飼いの試験には決まった形がなくてね。正式な羊飼いがこうと決めれば、それが試験になってしまうんだ。
So everything's all up to them.
さて、一番大切な話をしよう。筧君は羊飼いになるための一次試験に合格した。
So apparently, some stuff from Kodachi-Route is very much like the stuff that happens in the anime. Because I remember this happening in the anime. Like, I remember this fucker, just that instead of him being brought to the magical library immediately, he appeared in the apartment to tell them. Anyways.
望むのなら、最終試験を受けることができるけど、どうする?
So there's actually only a first and final test. Okay. So if I pass the final test, must I become a shepherd, no matter what?
どちらでも構わない。筧君の希望次第だ。
And if I flunk?
別に健康を損なうわけでもないし、デメリットはないと思うよ。ああ、もちろん試験は無料です。
He shows me a friendly smile. He doesn't exactly strike me as the strict type. What's the subject?
今までと同様、人に優しくし、誰もの幸せを願うことだね。
I didn't mean... Actually, does that mean there's no concrete goal?
うん。一定期間が経過したら、僕が個人的に判断するよ。もちろん、途中で降りても構わない。
Can't decide so quickly. Everything I've heard is still so hazy, and I'm not pure enough to believe others so easily. I'll just leave the possibility open for now. Please give me some time. I want to think it over carefully.
ちょっと筧何言ってんのよ。せっかく試験に受かったってのに。
So like I volunteered to take it. No normal person would jump the gun so quickly in a situation like this.
あんた、私のボスが信じられないっての?
She shoots a menacing glare my way with her hands on her hips.
迷うくらいならやめた方がいいかもね。羊飼いはやる気がない人間がなるものじゃないから。
She tries to goad me with her words.
小立君、乱暴なことを言ってはいけない。どうする？筧君。返事は明日でも構いませんよ。
He goes back to me. Just to confirm, I can quit halfway through, right?
もちろん、デメリットはありません。
In that case, it might not be a bad idea to take this test. If I pass, I can still choose not to be a shepherd. I don't know much about shepherds, but I can just think of this as a potentially valuable test for now. At the very least, I get this death-staring girl off my back. I'll give the test a try. She releases a hugely exaggerated sigh.
よかった。安心しました。
He smiles happily as he closes his eyes. Looks like an archaic smile that you can find on a statue.
それでは、今後のことは小立君に質問してください。小立君、よろしくお願いしますね。
はい。精一杯頑張ります。
He extends his right arm towards me upon hearing her reply. Shepherds, eh? Do they have any body heat? I'll do my best. I shake his hand and reply not inoffensively. His touch is so light. It feels like I'd forget how it feels once I let go.
どうしたんだい?
Nothing. I release his hand.
じゃあ筧、細かいことは戻ってから説明するから。
She walks off. Start to follow her.
ああ、筧君。
Calls out to me after a few steps.
君に試験を受けてもらったのには、もう一つ大きな理由があるんだ。それは、君の本だよ。
What do you mean?
君について書かれた本さ。そこに書かれていたんだ。君は立派な羊飼いになるってね。
Actually, thinking about it, is him becoming the shepherd like the normal route? Because from what it sounds like what Kodachi said is that they basically like discard all of their worldly needs and desires. And I know there's Kodachi sex scenes, so doesn't that kind of rule that out? Just sounds like it's ruling that out. Sad future already set in stone?
違う。無数にある未来のうちの一つさ。
Waves goodbye. If you'll excuse me. I bow to him, then follow after Kodachi.
はい、到着。
Our trip back to the real world was the exact opposite journey. All we did was stand on that big relief carving of his book. This is your apartment, right?
もちろん。
I checked my phone. It's still a little before 5 p.m. I went to her apartment at around 3 p.m., so that whole affair took less than 2 hours. Sounds of children playing can be heard through the window. My eyes feel a little dizzy. I've been thrown into a situation right out of a movie, and it's still just another average day all around me.
疲れた?
Yeah, what a horrible date. At least it wasn't boring, though.
それは何より.
I appear to have been messaged, Hold on. Anyways, I'm thirsty. My throat feels parched, perhaps from the tension.
悪いけど水かなんかくれる? 私も喉乾いちゃった.
Sure, come over to my place. You're gonna have a bottle of mineral water as your fee for being my escort today. We go to my apartment together. Yeesh, it's blazing out there. Switched the air conditioning to full blast while gulping down my bottle of mineral water. She sends ripples through her jersey with her sleeve as she drinks from her own bottle. Right out of a commercial.
おっと、私にも清純系の目が出てきたか?
Shepherds like her make me really wonder about this world. Anyway, what now?
ああ、試験の話ね。
She takes another drink from her bottle before plopping herself onto the floor.
まず、私は試験監督ってことになってるから、きちんと敬うように。
Yeah.
で、羊飼いの説明はさっき受けたと思うけど、正直さっぱりでしょ?
Bullseye.
実際、図書館や羊飼いの存在を科学的に説明することはできないわ。そもそもあんたの未来予知だって理屈は説明できないでしょ?
Right. I've no evidence or logic to back me up on my visions of the future. If someone were to press me on why I can see the future, I wouldn't have an answer for them.
だから百聞は一見にしかずということで、明日から私の仕事に付き合ってもらうから。
What do I have to do? She folds her arms with a humph. Rounds of her considerable chest doesn't escape my notice.
この学園に正体不明の羊飼いがいるらしいの。そいつ、私は黒ヤギって言ってるけど、黒ヤギを学園から排除するのが私の仕事。
Okay, I don't remember this from the anime.
ちなみに、これが私の最終試験の課題ね。
So getting rid of the little black sheep will let her become a full-fledged shepherd. That deserves my assistance. Any leads?
生徒会の裏にいるって情報があるわ。
The blower bitch! That makes sense. She's the one that's trying to incite some kind of conflict at the academy. Mochizuki's group, huh? If shepherds are supposed to give their support to people who are giving it their all, then Mochizuki is definitely a potential candidate. Anything on the black sheep's appearance, gender, or objectives?
これから調査するところ。
So, we don't have much to go on. But her, the only thing known is that the black sheep doesn't get into contact with other shepherds. Apparently, the black sheep barely ever shows up at the Library of Wishes either. Basically, the black sheep is a perfect nickname for this shepherd. How did you know that the black sheep is pulling strings at the student council?
さあ、私に言われても。
You should confirm that with Savan.
はいはい、後でね。
So all I have to do is help with chasing this black sheep out of the academy?
ええ、家計と一緒にやるのは不本意だけど。
She crushes her bottle. I'm the one who's going to help. You can reviews if you want.
ボスの命令なのよ。家計とやれって。なんで家計なのかと。
It's a whisper, but made loud enough for me to hear. He's awfully tough on me today. What did I do?
別に。
I don't buy it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna show like one of the... Like, they're all from the same brand. Decider. Which, the name alone deserves a goddamn prize. So, those I'll be opening tomorrow. And they're also not the only thing I got, because along with a third can of this, I have 3 bottles of the Decider stuff and this. So I'm prepared for tomorrow. Especially since second co-host that's gonna join said that he may do the co-host thing drunk. And that's just gonna be goddamn hilarious. Anyways. Anyways.
ただ、あんたみたいに意識が低いのが試験に受かったのが気に入らないだけ。
Wait, did I skip something? I didn't. Don't lash out at me. It's not like I have any idea how I passed either. What kind of messed up test requires being nice to people? How does Savan even judge niceness anyway? His criteria must be misguided to have judged me so incorrectly.
さあ、細かいところは私にもわかんない。ただ一つ確かなのは、エコひいきしないことね。
Indeed. She points her index finger at me. Like every choice where you're supposed to choose something, you can just decide to not go for anything.
私の解釈だと、家族も恋人も友達も他人も全部平等に扱うってこと。
What lovers? Choosing someone means letting go of the rest, you mean? She nods.
その点、家系は才能あったんじゃない？
What's that supposed to mean?
図書部に入ってから今まで誰とも特別な関係にならなかったでしょ？一次試験の監督としてあんたの行動をずっと見てきたけど、結構ドライだしね。
Make me sound like an ice king. I can only bitterly smile in response, although I do feel like holding some ice to my neck at the moment. So, does that mean I pass because I don't have a best friend or a girlfriend?
平たく言えば。
How stupid. Relationships aren't supposed to be looked at that way.
つっても、いちいちウェットになってたら羊飼いなんてできないからね。
So basically, you can't be in a relationship if you're a shepherd. We're gonna ruin her career as a shepherd, aren't we? Oh no. Oh no.
私たちはいつも人類全体のことを考えなくちゃいけないの。人の未来がわかる存在が市場に流されたら大変なことになるでしょ？
Yeah, that kind of power is easily abusable. If you know everyone's futures, you may even be able to control the world. By the way, what would have happened if I failed the test?
未来予知の能力もそのうち消えて普通の人になるわね。
And that's why you don't see any visions in any of the other routes. Interesting. Normally, given how story my life's been up to now, the notion of normality is kind of attractive. I wonder which would have been better.
あんたがどうかは知らないけど、私は普通なんてまっぴらよ。くだらない。
She practically spits out the words as she speaks. As for me, do I want to be a shepherd? Certainly not at the moment.
じゃあ、私は帰るわ。どう取り組むかは家計の勝手だけど、邪魔だけはしないで。私は試験に落ちるわけにはいかないから。
Her face tells me how serious she is.
それじゃ、お邪魔しました。
It's definitely no laughing matter to her. Then she says that she's out.
明日の夜から仕事に入るから忘れないでね。
I'll just like move this here so I can actually read the choices. Whoops. Gotcha. She exits my apartment upon hearing my confirmation. Quality, huh? Words still echo in my head.
図書部に入ってから今まで誰とも特別な関係にならなかったでしょ？一次試験の監督としてあんたの行動をずっと見てきたけど、結構ドライだしね。
I know why I started looking like that. In that time, I didn't find someone to call my best friend or my girlfriend, and I passed. They dragged me around to tell me that. Entirely crazy. In the first place, I'm not in the library club to get a girlfriend. Shouldn't be anything about who's better or worse, or who's special or who's not. Every one of the library club members is a precious friend. That's what I keep thinking to myself, but something in my chest keeps pulling at me. Ever since I met Shidazaki and the others. I've always been choosing the safe paths, haven't I? I don't go off the beaten road. I don't give anyone special treatment. Perfect equality. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. They're all different phrases, but there may be something common between them all. That you're an indecisive fuck! I so thought Kaka was going to fail the first test, and it ended up this way. The boss has high hopes for him, and it pisses me off. I'm doing my best here too. My self-confidence will shatter if I somehow lose to him. I have to do something about this.
Oh.
A light bulb flashes up in my head. Just you wait, Kake. Her attempting to fuck over Kake. Green Barley Road! Ow. How did that hurt my balls? I'm confused. Anyways, so basically her fucking over Kake is going to get her... Just cause her to fail her test, isn't it? That's gonna be the case. That's so gonna be the case. I'm gonna call it now. The Library of Magic. A place of never-ending bookshelves. A place no one's supposed to know about, yet some do. A place which isn't supposed to exist anywhere, yet it does. Magic books within have everything of the world written within them. The world is full of the unknown. That's why the world is so scary. It's so scary, yet everyone smiles. It's so scary, yet everyone has fun. One day, the reason came to me. Everyone's smiling because they know everything. They all definitely have those magic books. I want to go to the magical library, so that I can dream. Been a long time since I had one. I'd say I've dreamed of the magical library from my childhood at that. Or rather, the Library of Wishes. Figment of my dream actually exists. It feels like a dream in itself. I have mixed feelings about it though. Library of Witches was supposed to be my escape plan. The escape plan I came up with way back in my childhood days where I was still in the mansion, and the incomprehensible adults would take me to a dark shed and mess with me. What? Worry. High amounts of worry. All the world was my enemy. I was a lone sheep in the midst of wolves. I had no fangs to defend myself with. All I could do was try to appease the adults around me. That was where books came in. If I read lots of books, I'd understand how adults feel, and I'd be able to keep them in a good mood. I started reading fairy tales and other slightly more advanced books, but they didn't help. But even though I kept failing, I kept trying, again and again, until finally I was released from the curse of the adults. Even a sheep could survive within a pack of wolves. That successful experiment led to a connection in my head that reading would give me peace of mind. My thirst for books became stronger, and I started seeing things like magic books and the magical library in my dreams. Eventually I grew up and left the mansion. What I found outside was unbelievable. I had classmates my age who were enjoying themselves every day. The only way of explaining their happiness back then was that they all had magic books. That's how they went through life so comfortably. But I was the only one who didn't have one. I always dreamt about the day where I would visit the magical library. I would always be left behind until I finally found it. I snapped back to reality. What a dark childhood I had, Jesus Christ. I really want to know about his childhood. Like, by God, this dude got messed up as a kid. Apparently. It was like watching a nightmare unfold. I don't want to think about it anymore. The person who made me undergo such plight in my life. It was my father. The book from my stomach drops to the floor as I collect my thoughts. What kind of person he was. I don't remember his name or face anymore. All that remains is my memory of the countless number of his wives that came and went. Until he disappeared himself. It was such a mess. I wanted to know more about incomprehensible adults. Perhaps I could have started with him. But no matter how much I tried, I can't remember anything about him. I pity this boy. Like, by God. Maybe his like passive ladies man attitude was kind of like comes from his father, like at least somewhat inherited. His like indecisiveness ended in him acting like his father or something like that. Maybe something like that. I don't fucking know. My head's I'm feeling slightly dizzy. Probably drinking too much or something like that. Probably stress from the day's barbecue or something caused me to like not be as resistant to this shit. Oh well. How much alcohol does this shit have actually? Because I can like drink 3 of these and be fine. Does this just have less alcohol? Let me look. Oh! Ah, that's why. This has 5.3% alcohol and this has 2.5% alcohol. And it should be about the same amount. 0.5 liters. What? This is actually less? There's only 0.33 liters. Huh. Intriguing. Oh well. No matter how much I try, I can't. There, how I read that. I guess that's how important he was to me. At least I got to listen to Green Barley Road a bunch. September 1st. Another view. Sakuraba explains in surprise as she types on her trusty laptop. Sakuraba swivels the laptop around for the rest to see. Jane Smith. This is Kodachi. This is Kodachi attempting to get the others to move their fucking asses and try to get Kake. Isn't it? And she thinks that Savan isn't going to notice. Yes, I'm gonna keep calling him Savan because Savan sounds better than 7. At least in my opinion. Anyways, cooking club, costume club. I want to be more. I want to be more feminine. Apparently, MMA club. Astronomy club. Sakura Fujikawa. I'm hungry. Provide catering. Detective Club Conan. Is that a reference? Anyways. A rustle of wind blows to the club room. The girls look at each other gravely. Suzuki points at the respective folder on the screen. Shizaki jumps into Sakura's arms under the withering gazes of the first years. Hold on, I'm gonna need to do something real quick. That's too much. That's too far. Whoops. Hold on. Anyways, that's the wrong one. Am I retarded? Yes, I'm retarded. So I'm not gonna open the third can, apparently. So yeah, I was expecting it to be that much, actually. Anyways, where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Shizaki jumps into Sakuraba's arms under the withering gaze of the first years.
よしよし、怖かった怖かった。まあ、いたずらとしておくのが本当だろうな。
Sakuraba gives her opinion while patting Shizaki on the chest.
たまもちゃん、そこは頭を撫でるシチュエーションじゃ。ああ、すまない、間違った。
Sakuraba opens her fan and starts flapping.
筧さんって好きな子いるんですかね？年頃の男だ。もちろんいるだろう。そういうことじゃなく、この中にってことです。
Suzuki's words catch everyone's attention. Is this literally just the anime? Is this literally just gonna be the anime? I was expecting this reaction. The thing is, there's someone in the server that says Tamomo-chan a lot as a joke. Every time Shirozaki comes up. And I outplayed them. I posted the this line fully expecting them to say it. And they did. Galaxy brain moves. Anyways, Suzuki's words catch everyone's attention. None of them voice their thoughts, yet they're all the same. All of them have affection for Kake. They've all imagined what may happen. His gentle words have set their hearts aflutter before. And the goal always feels one step away. But the goal always feels one step away. In other words, everyone's in that zone between friends and lovers. Whoops. Yet, looking at it from another perspective, it means that they're all very close to sealing the deal.
やっぱり白崎じゃないか？たまもちゃんだよ。カナだよね。いや、ゼンリでしょ。やっぱり桜庭先輩ですよ。まさかここは鈴木だろ。やっぱりお姉様ですよ。絶対カナちゃんだって。いやで、何周するんですか？
Yeah. Everyone keeps volunteering the others over themselves. Yet they all know they're only being half serious. They've already fantasized on how possible it is for themselves.
ちなみに、筧さんの好みのタイプって知ってます？
Suzuki poses a question to the others.
そう。
The two tilt their heads in the exact same direction and at the exact same angle.
とすると、あれですかね。実は女の子に興味がないとか。
I mean, it's possible.
それで今までの煮え切らない態度にも説明がつくかと。まさか、筧のやつ。
Oh no! Stop imagining.
そんな、まさか。まあ、本人に聞いてみるのが一番早いだろう。
Like Takumi is gonna come in that exact moment. Wow, you're kidding me. Are you in a gay relationship with Kake? What? What?
そろそろいらっしゃいますかね。
Another view end. I haven't been in this library for the last 4 days, and I'm late today at that. I was at the store earlier. The huge line at the register kept me from arriving earlier. Yo, enter the club room to the stares of everyone around.
筧くんって高峰くんが好きなの？
What the? I don't dislike him at least. Shirozaki starts to get dizzy. The heck's going on? Out of the way, Giza! I push the relaxing fat cat off my seat and sit down.
筧、白崎のことは置いておいて真面目な話だ。
Sakuraba looks as solemn as I've ever seen.
好みのタイプについて聞かせてもらおう。
See, first of all, tell me how that's in any way serious.
これですよ、筧さん。
Kanosuke shows me the laptop screen. Please tell me what type of girl Kake likes. Definitely a prank.
やっぱりそう思う？
Even if it isn't a prank, we should still ignore requests directly involving us club members. Would any of you bother responding to a request asking for your 3 sizes? The girls look at each other.
何でもやると言っても線引きは必要だな。そうだね。依頼はともかく、筧先輩の好みのタイプって気になります。
You're interested in that kind of stuff?
相手によりますけど。
How am I supposed to take that?
で、筧さんの好みは？可愛いどうなの？
Whoops, please finish.
で、筧さんの好みは？可愛い後輩に教えてくださいよ。どうなんだ？
They close in on me as a group. I like her expression the least because she looks ready to murder. I don't like how dizzy I feel! Hold on. I don't know. Should I go get a snack? I don't know. Oh well. Yeah, closing a minute. I already read that. Not in particular. I don't really have any modified likes or dislikes in general, honestly. I've gotten this far in life without really connecting with anyone. I try to be nice to others, but that's as far as it goes.
筧は前から好みの話をはぐらかす。恥ずかしがらなくていいんだよ、筧くん。
The girls get even closer. This is starting to look like trouble. I start to break into a cold sweat when the door opens. Hey, Takamine!
いいところで。
The girls finally step back.
いやー、今日も暑いわな。
Takamine moves Giza away from his own seat.
気色悪い猫だな。
Takamine sits down and opens one of his 2 cans of coffee.
ああ、そうそう。ちょっと聞いてよ。俺さ、今年で退学になるらしいんだわ。
What? Huh?
災難だな。ですね。なんだと？
Pairs stand up in unison. Dropped, you say?
ああ、退学。さっき生徒会に近い友達から聞いたんだけど、びっくりしちゃったよ。
Shakes a swig of coffee along with his chuckle.
余裕でアフタヌーンショット決めてる場合じゃないよ、高峰くん。
ま、騒いでもしょうがないじゃん。
高峰。
Sakuraba leans forward in her chair. Takamine picks up on her cue. He puts his can of coffee onto the table and turns serious.
事情を聞かせてくれ。
やれやれ。姫が本気じゃ仕方ないな。
According to Takamine's friend, the reason for his dismissal is his karate. He enrolled here due to his sports scholarship, but he hasn't been doing anything karate-related recently, and that's become an issue. If he wants to remain in the academy, he has to transfer to another major, which requires passing the major's transfer exam. By the way, this directive isn't aimed at him specifically. It's targeted at all students under similar circumstances. The list formulated by the student council's preliminary investigations just so happens to have his name on it, name in it.
だったら、転部試験に受かればいいんですね。
無理無理無理。俺バカだし。
No. Like instead of no, they made it. No.
努力もせずに諦めるな。
桜庭ちゃんよ。できることとできないことってのがあるんだぜ。そもそもスポーツ推薦でなきゃこんなハイレベルな学園入れなかったわけだし。
Sakuraba goes silent. The normal entrance exam for Shiomi Academy is really tough. In general, only students with high GPAs are able to pass the exam. And on top of that, the transfer exam is supposed to be even harder. Takamina's grades are generally lower than the national average. Him trying to change majors would likely be unattainable, no matter how much effort he puts in. Sakuraba probably knows this already, but her frankness likely made her mouth run off faster than she could think.
私も歌がなければここにいられません。
みそのちゃんも気をつけないよ。
Mizuno normally only has insults for Takamine, but this time, all she does is wrinkle her eyebrows in sadness.
高峰くん、諦めちゃダメ。
いや、だから勉強は。
勉強はダメかもだけど、その前に生徒会に相談に行こうよ。ちゃんと事情を聞いて、向こうがおかしいなら取り消してもらわないと。
Honest to God, the most effective way would be to just like walk up to every single student council member and just say black sheep. Like, sure, his dismissal is probably for a reason. But still, like, just walk up to every single one. Just look at them and say, black sheep. And watch out for any kind of a reaction. Like, just starting with that would be amazing. Would help tremendously, probably. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so dizzy. Help! Ah! Shizaki makes her case forcefully.
まずは事実確認からか。
The girls nod in unison. Takamina's eyes start to warm up a little bit as he looks at us.
なんか悪いね。面倒かけて。
No matter the situation, Takamina always takes things in his stride. If we leave him alone, he really will stride right out of the academy.
バカかお前は。仲間のピンチだぞ。高峰さんもちょっと気合い入れてくださいよ。
わかってるって。
Shall we get to work after class?
早い方がいいだろうな。
Roger, I'll drop an email to Mochizuki. Yeah, black sheep that Kodachi is chasing is supposed to be hiding behind the student council. Maybe we can dig for some clues about that too. Made an appointment at student council for 4 p.m. It's just Shinozaki, Sakuraba, and I. We figured pressurizing them by bringing the entire crew would be weird. Takamine also refused to be present, stating that him being there would only make things more complicated. He is on standby at the club room right now.
当の本人が来ないというのも間が抜けた話だ。一番大変なのは高峰くんなのにね。
Oh, shaking my... Oh, fuck! Oh, shaking my head like that was a mistake! It was a mistake! Ah! Oh, fuck. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. Thank God I have the sensibility to stop when I've reached this point. Like, my God. Oh, my head. He's probably being considerate in his own. You know what? Fuck. I'll go. I'll go. Get some fresh air real quick. I'm back. I feel slightly better after taking a leak. So he's probably being considerate in his own way. That's not the game. That's OBS. I'm retarded. I'm probably gonna keep this part somewhat shorter, maybe like around 2 hours, unless instead of the usual 4 hours. So yeah, I recall Takamine's warm eyes during the conversation at lunch. It was quite a dazzling sight. Imagine what he'd be like if he was serious all the time. He's trying to take it easy. Let's follow his lead.
まだ決まったわけじゃないんだし。失礼します。図書部の白崎です。
Hirozaki takes the lead as we enter the student council office.
お久しぶり。図書部の皆さん。
Hold on.
夏祭りでは随分とご活躍だったよね。おかげさまでいろいろなところから声をかけてもらいました。それは何よりでした。
Michizuki nods with a smile. Behind her stands the vice president, Black Sheep, Takigawa.
今日は時間がありませんので、よろしければ本題に入っていただいてよろしいですか？そうね。ご用件は？うちの高峰の件だが。
Sakura begins the explanation. Mochizuki listens attentively, occasionally nodding with a warm smile. On the other end, Takigawa maintains a perfect poker face. Look at Takigawa. Her eyes meet mine for a moment, but after a few seconds she looks away. She's not that pleased to have us here. But she definitely isn't focusing on Sakura's explanation at all.
なるほど。話は分かったわ。どうやら私たちの近くに気の早い人間がいたみたいね。
She smiles gently. In other words, we weren't supposed to know this yet.
最初に言っておくと、そのプランはまだ検討段階なの。潮見祭の準備で忙しくなっているし、少なくとも私の代で決定されることはないわ。
Mochizuki's term as president lasts until the end of September. The beginning of October will see the student council election take place, and the next generation will then take over. Given how things have gone in the past, the current vice president will be the front runner to take over the empty post. But are you considering it? But you are considering it, correct? I mean, know what the objective is? But what is the objective of this plan?
私からご説明しましょう。
Not plan. Takigawa bows her head with a smile. Her hair rustles with the slight maneuver. Her explanation is as follows. As everyone knows, effort isn't always equally rewarded. No student who put an effort in their trials would be blamed. But students who don't put an effort at all and just play around are burned to the academy. Regardless of whether they came in on scholarships or through the standard route, they still incur costs, and the money spent on them goes to waste. The academy is a place where students can cultivate themselves with diligent studying. Those who don't take it seriously will ruin the atmosphere for others. Humans tend to lean towards whatever makes their life easier. So anything that would degrade the student body should be eradicated. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. The money recouped from dropping the unmotivated students would then be redistributed to those who are giving it their all.
生徒は常に能力向上を目指すべきであり、さもなければ他の学園に通えばよい。というのが潮見学園の基本方針です。その観点からも適切なプランだと思っています。
Takegawa states her opinion frankly. She didn't even need to pause for thought once. She must have already prepared herself to give this explanation any time. What she says makes sense as well. Might be too strict for a normal school, but this is Shumi Academy. Lazy people should not exist in a place like this. I would normally agree with her plan if Takamine wasn't involved.
おっしゃることはわかるんですが、 少し厳しすぎるんじゃないでしょうか。優れた結果を残す近道は、まず優れた環境に身を置くことです。とすれば、私たちとしては優れた環境を作れるよう努力しなくてはなりません。それが私たちを生徒会役員に選んでくれた皆さんに対する義務です。誰でも挫折することはあると思います。そんな時、すぐに切り捨てられてしまうような学園は優れた環境とは言えないと思いますが、再チャレンジの機会ということなら、他の専攻への転入試験を考えています。
Takagawa anticipates Shirazaki's reaction and responds easily.
スポーツ推薦で入った人間に転入試験は厳しすぎるんじゃないか？スポーツ推薦の方は勉強ができないと言うんですか？侮辱では？それは上げ足取りだ。一つのことに打ち込めば打ち込むほど他に回す時間は減るというだけのことを言っている。毎日絵画に打ち込んでいたらなかなか学問へは手が回らないだろう。
She speaks from experience there.
そこを踏まえて、例えばボーダーを下げるなどの対処をしたらどうだ？
Sakaba raises a solid objection.
お二人ともできるだけ生徒を残したいからこその意見ですよね。私は削りたい側の人間なんです。前提が違いますよ。前提は変えられないのか？変えられません。私には私の理想があります。
Takegawa's flatly denies the possibility. Mochizuki has her arms folded. She hasn't said a word. She seems like she wants to, though.
でも、運動をやめた人にだって、それぞれ事情があるだろうし、怪我とか、家庭の事情とか、どうしようもない理由で運動できない人もいるはずです。そこでやめてしまうなら、それまでじゃないでしょうか。怪我から立ち直った選手もたくさんいるはずです。それに、私は結果で判断するとは言っていません。努力していない人には、やめてほしいと言っているだけです。
That's still extreme.
理想の学園を作るためです。
Your ideal academy may not be the same as everyone else's. Takegawa glares sharply at me. She's not as broad-minded as Mochizuki. She's either terribly idealistic, or she's just utterly certain that she's right. She just might be the type who hates to show weakness to others. Whatever the case, no decision has been made yet, right?
ええ、その通りよ。つまり、私が生徒会長にならなければ、廃案になるかもしれないですね。逆に言えば、私が生徒会長になった暁には、必ずこのプランを実施します。どうしても止めたいのなら、生徒会選挙に立候補して、私に勝つことです。滝川さん。
It's like she just wants there to be some kind of conflict for that student council seat at all costs. Mochizuki raises her voice against Takegawa's challenge.
望月さん、弱腰では改革はできません。それとも、私が選挙で負けるとお思いですか？選挙で白黒つけるのではなく、まずは話し合うのが理想じゃない？
Also, if you're that much of a bitch about this, you will lose.
それにね、図書部とは互いに補い合って活動していきたいの。
Mizuki's so calm comparatively. She's not the current student council president for nothing.
筧さんがいるからですよね。違うわよ。そんな公私混同はしないわ。
Mizuki starts blushing furiously. I have to take my work back.
望月さんには私がついてます。どうしてあんな男を？
Someone like me?
なんか、揉めてるね。
Black sheep! Just mention black sheep! She will react in your current emotional state.
まったく、女同士で気持ち悪い。なあ、筧。
You're one to talk.
何言ってるんだ。私はあれだ。もう少しわびさびがある。それに、男子にだってきちんと興味がある。
You don't have to look so proud when you say that, you know.
ともかく、私は主張を変えるつもりはありません。 ご都合が悪いのなら、正当な手続きで止めてみてください。どうです？白崎さんも、生徒会長に立候補しては。
Takigawa's definitely trying to provoke us. Why she's so desperate to make enemies out of us? Even if we assume her victory is guaranteed, she still gains nothing from beating us. Has she benefited some way from us participating in the election? Take a glance at Shidozaki. She looks agitated. Shidozaki, let's go back for now.
でも、このままじゃ高峰くんが。
Nothing will happen for a month.
白崎が立候補しなくても手はある。要は彼女が次の生徒会長にならなければいいだけの話だ。私だって生徒会長になるような器じゃないよ。だけど他人任せにしたら負けた時に後悔するから。
If Takamine gets kicked out of the academy without us ever putting ourselves in the firing line, Shizaki's right. That definitely leave a bitter aftertaste.
私は生徒会選挙に立候補します。選挙で白黒つけましょう。
Wait!
白崎、よく考えて返事をしろ。考えてるよ。高峰くんを放っておけないでしょ。それだけで十分。
At times like these, Shirozaki lets her emotions get the better of her. There's no need to give a proper response now. We have to stop our overcome president before it's too late. Time to beat a hasty retreat. Alright, we only came here to confirm the situation. We'll take our leave for the day.
白崎さん、今ここで立候補手続きをしてもらってもいいですよ。望むところです。
Hold up already! I give to provocative Takamine an admonishing glare. Mochizuki, Takigawa, thank you for sparing us some time from your busy schedules.
ああ、おかげで状況は飲み込めた。
Honest God, at this point I would just look straight at Mochizuki. Oh, Mochizuki. Please teach that rude vice president of yours to drop the provocative act. Just call her out on it, basically. Sakuraba and I hastily interrupt their conversation.
いえ、ごめんなさい。では、
Whoops,
私も仕事がありますから。
Mochizuki lends her cooperation. Seems like she didn't expect the conversation to unfold this way either.
それじゃあ失礼する。ほら、白崎、行こう。うん。ごきげんよう、図書部の皆さん。
Shut up, black sheep. Takigawa sees us off with a smile while we make for the exit. Sakuraba lines up next to me as we walk out.
話を切ってくれて助かった。
They looked like they were going to go all the way on the motion alone.
一緒に来てもらってよかった。
Sakuraba's eyes go warm. This is gonna hurt, isn't it?
葵、どういうつもりなの？
Mochizuki barely manages to let the library club members leave before she turns to Takigawa.
私、何か間違ったことを言いましたか？
It's about fuck! You know, I got upset about this yesterday. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say this again. It's about manners. And if you don't know what I mean by that, just watch me play Misono's route. Because I got plenty upset about manners there. Anyways.
不適格な生徒の退学処分は重々検討した上での結論です。
Takigawa remains steadfast under the gaze of her respected senior.
私は生徒の反応を見ながら少しずつ進められればと思っていたのに、望月さんは最後までその姿勢でいてください。貧乏くじは私の代が引きますから。
Takigawa's composed smile makes Mochizuki look away subconsciously. There have been problematic students who spend every day frittering their time away for a long time now. It may not have been that way when they enrolled, but people can change over time. No matter how many warnings the Academy issues, there are always students who can't heed the warnings. They are called special students. They have always been an issue that required special attention from the student council. There have been countermeasures similar to Takigawa's plan that were proposed to deal with them, but they were always put on the chopping block or put off. The proposals would have been as popular as the national government's policy to increase taxes. The proposals to remain throughout the generations of student council presidents, like a ticking time bomb. Takigawa was ready to set it off herself.
美談にしてしまってますけど、私の野望でもあるんです。この学園を世界レベルにしたのは、あの生徒会だって言われたいですから。
You say about one of the most prestigious academies in Japan, apparently, from what we've heard. It is already on the map. Takigawa manufactures a pure smile, all the while hiding certain other ambitions of hers. Those ambitions are things that Mochizuki absolutely cannot hear about. Mochizuki agrees with what Kake said before, that Takigawa was only pushing her own ideals. But Mochizuki doesn't say it so out loud. Feelings of hesitation and conflict stir in her chest. The Shiomi Festival is her last major project. She will retire from her post after. It will be Takigawa who has to enact countermeasures to deal with special students. Mochizuki may not have the right to criticize her methods. No! She's your successor. You're supposed to put her on the right path. She's currently not on the fucking right path! So put her on the fucking right one! Or don't make her your successor, because it's clear that she is not fit to be the successor if she only has her own selfish agendas on her mind. But as the person who provided guidance to Takigawa, isn't she responsible for preventing Takigawa from going too far? Exactly!
ともかく、何をするにしても、生徒会役員の本分を忘れないで。生徒会役員が学園を作るのではない。生徒が学園を作るのだ。ですね。
I love you and just kick that black sheep out.
ごめんね。熱くなっちゃって。
Shizaki bows her head after we explained the situation at the club room.
いや、つぐみちゃん。謝るのはこっちだよ。そもそも、俺の自業自得なんだから気にしなくていいんだぜ。
Takamine quickly takes the rap instead.
高峰先輩、今から空手は頑張れないんですか？
ん？
Takamine goes silent for a second, an unusual sight.
悪い。事情があってな。
The only thing I heard from Takamine is that he stopped doing karate because of his injuries. Maybe deeper issues that he hasn't revealed yet.
こんなことなら黙っときゃよかった。
それは違うぞ、高峰。
Sakuraba flatly denies the assertion.
お前は仲間だ。だからお前の問題はみんなの問題だ。
まったく。熱血女め。
あのな、こっちがどれだけ心配していると。まあ。
That's a few nows too much. Kanosuke butts into the conversation.
ここで桜庭さんに問題です。私は今何回まあと言ったでしょう。8回。
Yeah.
正解。では喧嘩を続けてください。って当てちゃダメですよ。カナ、何がしたいの
Izuna directs an icy stare at Kanosuke. Shizaki, are you seriously considering running for student council president?
だってそれ以外に退学を止められないみたいだし。
恥ずかしい写真でも撮ってちょっと相談させてもらえばいけるかもな。
本人じゃなく友人や家族から追い込んでいくとか。滝川先輩の家の近所に嫌がらせの張り紙をしますか。
Jesus Christ, the people here in here are vicious. Just like a loan shark.
実際にやれば年末を待たずに大学になるだろうな。曲がったことはしちゃダメだよ。ですよね。
Given Shidozaki's personality, the only route for us is the straight and narrow.
しかし白崎、お前は当選したらどうするんだ？どうするって。生徒会長になるんだぞ。望月と同じ立場になるんだ。学園の未来についてビジョンはあるのか？他の役員はどうする？
Shizaki's elected, the whole issue of students getting expelled would be resolved within the first day. But he would have to serve at least another year in the hot seat. How will she guide the academy in that period? She has to have some sort of principle to run on to put up a good fight in the election. campaigning on simply preventing Takamina's expulsion or nothing else is definitely not going to work.
今までと変わらないよ。この学園が楽しくなるように一つ一つ考えていくつもり。少なくとも退学者をたくさん出すような学園にはしたくないかな。
Actually, why was Takamine not expelled in Shirazaki's route then? Hmm.
予想通りの答えです。
The sighs come from all around.
あれ？ダメということはないが。
But it's awfully grand.
ビジョンはざっくりでいいんじゃないですか？むしろブレないことこそ重要っていうか。
Oh, the background changed on this side to Market smile that could end world wars. Konosuke throws his opponent to the ring.
図書部の活動だってその場その場で考えてきたんだよ。だから生徒会もなんとかなるというのか？第一、図書部は白崎だけで活動しているわけじゃないだろう。
Sakuraba's tone is harsh, but she's not trying to big herself up. She's saying that each of us is an integral part of the library club. Hitsujikai surely knows that already.
そっか。会長になったら私一人で考えないといけないんだね。バカを言うな。白崎には私がいる。
Pick a side already!
いや、どんな状況になっても白崎を助けるのが私だった。問題あるか？
Yeah, do whatever you want.
頼られたいだけですね。千里、本当のこと言っちゃダメだから。
Even the juniors see right through Sakuraba.
そっか。そうだよね。
Meanwhile, Shirazaki's mumbling to herself quietly.
白崎、私は何があっても応援する。たまもちゃん、ありがとうね。でも、やっぱり少し考えてみるよ。私だけならまだしも、みんなを巻き込んじゃうかもしれないし、図書部の活動もあるし。
Sad smile forms on Shirazaki's lips. The club room goes deathly silent. This may be the best outcome from a comic's perspective, but when Shirazaki gets depressed, we all feel at fault somehow.
言い過ぎたかもしれません。みんなの言うことは間違ってないよ。
Misono can't argue back against Shirazaki's smile.
さて、今日の活動をしようか。そうだな。では、結論はまた後日ということで、今日も簡単な依頼がいくつか来ている。PC を見てくれ。
Everyone gives a vague nod as the library club's activities start in earnest. It's been 3 hours since we started club activities. I pop out of the corridor for a bathroom break.
筧先輩。
I bump into Misono. She's supposed to be tallying up results for a photo exhibition poll today, if I recall correctly. Are you done with your request?
はい。アンケートの数が少なかったので、すぐでした。
Nice work.
いえ、大したことありません。
Misono's been more positive about participating in the library club's activities recently. She's also been taking her lessons a little more seriously, apparently.
それより、あれから白崎先輩は？
She hasn't said anything. She's still brooding over it, methinks.
そうですか。
She puts her hand to her chin.
即決されるのも困るんですが、それはそれで白崎先輩らしいのかとも思って、どうしたらいいのか自分でもわからなくて。
She lets it out. She lets it pour out without any prompting from me. She must have been worrying about it all through her request.
筧先輩は。
She suddenly freezes.
いえ、すみません。一人で喋っちゃって。
She shrinks back while blushing. People may call her indifferent, but that's definitely not the case. You do need to answer the call of nature, though. It's fine.
何ですかその笑いは。困ってる後輩を見るのがそんなに楽しいですか？
Sure is. Her stare goes colder than ice. Takamina would definitely enjoy this.
嫌になります。筧先輩には言わなくていいことばかり言って頼れるお兄さんみたいに見えるのかも。
Gonna take that as a compliment?
もちろん。
She chuckles.
代わりに、筧先輩の言わなくていいことも聞かせてください。
I may become a shepherd. What? Like what?
好みのタイプとか。今日、はぐらかしましたよね。
She looks up at me. She conducted this conversation with this in mind, as in the endgame, she's truly fearsome. Fortunately for her, I'm very close to pissing my pants right here and now. I don't exactly plan to answer that right now either.
ここだけの話にします。
Why do you want to know so badly? Want to examine your senior's weaknesses?
違います。気になるからです。
She exclaims in a panic.
なんて、誰かが言ってました。
Well, keep up that diligence. I'm really at my limit. I give her a pat on the head and slip past her.
あ、先輩、待ってください。
I was planning to go to the bathroom and, well...
すみません。
Anyway, later. I spurred my way to the bathroom.
あ、逃げられた。
じゃあ、
I
帰ろう
run.
ぜ。
It's just past 9 p.m. Everyone stands up and starts preparing to leave. I have work to do with Kodachi tonight. I have to get the others out of the picture before I can give her a call. I'll stay a little longer. There's a book I'm looking for.
じゃあ、筧くん。また明日ね。
I caught Shirazaki staring into the distance constantly during the club activities. It's obvious how much she's thinking about her candidacy. Shirazaki, are you okay?
もちろんだよ。それじゃあ、また明日ね。
Yeah, see ya. I exchange goodbyes with the rest as they exit the club room. Soon enough, I'm the only one left. Now then, I'm shooting an email to Kodachi. And there's the reply in no time. We're so late! Well, whatever, I'm heading over. Looks like I made her wait. I suppose I need to apologize. All of a sudden, a flash of light. Close my eyes before it can blind me.
引っかかった。あれ、ちょっと。
The voice sounds familiar. I gingerly open my eyes. Whoa! Kodachi's upper half peers out from the floor of the club room. Kodachi, are you alive?
はあ、筧、手伝って。
Her upper half reaches out to me. I take a closer look. She's actually emerging from an encyclopedia from the floor. Can you retain from making an entrance right of a horror flick?
びっくりした？百科事典も通らないか。ダイエットかな。
I think it's more about the chest. Actually, the upper half is outside, so the chest is already outside. So, are you trying to tell me that her ass is even fatter than her tits? Jesus fucking Christ. She mutters to herself. What should I do?
引っ張って。
Gotcha. I grab onto her hand and start pulling.
あ、もうちょっと。いい感じ。オッケーオッケー。
Whoops. The force resisting my pulling suddenly disappears. She tumbles forward toward me face first. Borf! Her full-fledged body press almost causes my dinner to go back out where it entered.
あ、た。ベタな展開すぎて死にたい。
I'm pretty close to dying too. She's still sitting on my stomach. It's all I can do to lift my head up. Which gives me a fine view of her panties. I quickly go back to staring at the ceiling.
ごめんね。引っかかるとは思わなかった。
Yeah, how about getting off of me first?
はいはい。悪かったわね、重くて。
The oppressive weight burdening me disappears. Are you hurt anywhere? I check on her as I get to my feet.
大丈夫。そっちは？
I'm fine. But that still made my heart jump. Don't pop out like that again.
いやー、すんません。
She doesn't look the slightest bit apologetic. Oh well. Anyway, let's get this investigation started before Mochizuki leaves.
ああ、そうね。
We quickly put back the stuff that dropped off the table, then exit the club room. 15 minutes later, we're hiding behind a tree with a clear view of the office building. We're ready to observe any student council member to leave the building. I gave her a lowdown on the afternoon's events while we await our target.
言われてみれば妙ね。
It should be.
滝川って女。
The thing is, we know that Shepard's book is completely blank. So shouldn't it be really easy to find out who it is by just checking everyone's books? Like, that should be really easy. Anyways. Yeah, she was doing her best to get a rise out of Shirazaki. Making enemies out of us shouldn't benefit her.
黒ヤギが絡んでる可能性も否定できないか。
It's possible. She quietly stares at the office building. It's almost 10 p.m. Yet all the lights are still on. The floor holding the student council's office is no exception. They must be busy with preparations for a Shiomi festival. Actually, can't you just read Tokigawa's book to see why she's acting so suspiciously? Everything about her life is written there, yeah? Kodachi starts to get pouty.
私は仮面だから、許可された人以外の本を閲覧できないの。
That's bullshit.
だから、宝くじ当てる方法を教えろとか言われても無理だからね。
That's too bad. Huh, wait. You sent weird emails to everyone in the library club. You had to have seen all of our books to do that, no? Her emails always reached us at the most opportune moments. There's no other explanation.
そうなんだけど、あの後ボスに怒られたのよ。お前の仕事は違うだろって。で、関係ない人の本は読めなくなったの。
So it got nothing to do with your provisional status. It's all your own fault.
だよね。
She frowns in displeasure. Why not get Savant to tell you the stuff you want to know from the books? You shouldn't be able to figure out the Black Sheep's identity easily that way.
閲覧権限がないってことは、情報ももらえないってことよ。
Get him to look at the Black Sheep get him to look for the Black Sheep already.
黒ヤギ探しは私の試験なの。ボスを頼ったら不合格になっちゃうわよ。今は言われたようにやるしかないわ。
Just see who remembers you after a while. Fine. The task is to find the Black Sheep with what she has, huh? Savant wouldn't be so blasé about this Black Sheep if they were aiming for world domination or anything along those lines. In fact, they're being used as a grading criteria for a test. The Black Sheep must be actually pretty darn trivial.
で、白崎は挑発に乗ったの？
Not quite. Shizaki's still thinking over what to do. She's concerned about getting everyone around her involved.
そんな今更じゃん。何かまだ飛ぶってんのよ。
She's actually considerate, unlike you.
うん。
She chops me in the side.
で、あんたらどうすんの？立候補させんの？誰かが滝川を止めないと、高峰が方向なんでしょ？
Yeah, someone has to stop her. But who can? If the candidate has to come from from the library club, then Shizaki's the best choice. She's the most well-known within the academy. But if she gets elected, then the rest of us might well become student council members. I'm prepared for that possibility.
まあ私としちゃ、図書部全員で頑張ってほしいわね。
Is that the best path for us in our books?
家系が誰かとくっつけば試験に落ちるでしょ？
She grins smugly. You're awful.
あれ、試験に受かる気満々？それとも、早速彼女候補でもできたの？
Of course not. Anyone would get irritated if you told them to hurry up and fail a test.
たく解消ないわね。
How is it any of her business anyway? I'm not planning to become a shepherd at the moment. But that's got nothing to do with my relationship status. Getting a girlfriend is up to me and me alone.
あ、
She suddenly raises her voice. What?
虫除けスプレー忘れた。
Who cares?
よくないわよ。虫刺されの後ってかっこ悪いじゃない。家系血液型は？
Oh.
よし。だったら先にやられるのはそっちだね。奴らをよろしく。
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll grab the enemy's attention and draw them away. You take the chance to run. I randomly monotone a fitting line.
素敵。
I love this interaction between them. She plays along, looking entirely relaxed. Is chasing down this black sheep actually a big deal or not? Doesn't look like they're coming out anytime. Might have asked a question. Her eyes tell me to go ahead. What exactly can a shepherd do? Is there anything they can't do? I can't make an informed decision on whether I want to be a shepherd unless I know everything it entails.
ああ、そうね。人の未来が書かれた本が読めるって話はボスがしたわよね。
Yeah, shepherds use the knowledge from those books to guide people to a better life. I believe servants of mankind was the exact term used.
それが一番大切な能力ね。あと補足があるとすれば。
She folds her arms as she starts to explain.
本を出入り口にした移動と、寿命とか病気とか、身体的な束縛から逃れられることかな。あと、一定時間で人の記憶から消えるっていうのもあるわね。
Everyone in the library club forgot about her right after the Golden Week break. That was a vital clue in unraveling her true identity. That fact comes with its own issues. If that's the case, then why do I remember my talking to Savon? I remember it happened when I was a kid.
それは私も気になってたの。何か心当たりはない？
Savon began my test to become a shepherd so many years ago. It was my one and only interaction with him. What exactly did we talk about then? What did we do? Yeah. I retrieve a half-read book from my bag. My favorite bookmark pokes out prominently from between the pages. I pluck it out of the book. I got this from Savon.
見せて。
She carefully examines the well-worn bookmark.
ああ、ズバリこれね。
How so?
どっから説明したらいいかな。
She ponders for a few moments before opening her mouth again.
祈りの図書館には、すべての人間について書かれた本があるって言ったでしょ。つまり、家系なら家系、白崎なら白崎ってタイトルの本があるってわけね。
That book will have the entire life of that person in its pages, right? She nods affirmatively.
つまり、本っていうのは存在の証明とも言えるんだけど、羊飼いには自分の本がないのよ。
That's his book, isn't it?
正確には、羊飼いになるときに自分の本を抹消するの。だから、羊飼いは人の記憶に残らなくなるし、寿命もなくなるし、つまり、人という存在を超越すると。で、しおりは、おそらく七井さんの本のかけらなのよ。
So keeping it with me all this time kept him vaguely in my memory.
だと思う。
Stare at the bookmark. Now that she mentions it, it does kind of look like a cut-off piece of paper from an ancient book.
それ、すごく特別なものだからね。大事にして。
I like how you lose it in every other route. Yeah. Not like I needed her to tell me that.
ボスはなんで家系なんかに目をかけるんだろう。
I heard that.
聞こえるように言ってるから。
She humps unhappily.
は？
Did a mosquito get you?
ばっか生徒会が出てきたの。
She gestures to the entrance of the office building with her chin. It looks like I looked just in time to catch Mochizuki and Takigawa
尾
walking
行す
out.
る？
We don't have any other leads. Might as well give it a try.
じゃあ私が先に行くわ。家系は面が割れてるでしょ。
Yep, I'll follow soon after.
オッケー。
We wait while the pair passes us by.
大丈夫よ。あなたの思うようにしなさい。責任は私が取るから。ありがとうございます。でも、望月さんにご迷惑が。いいのよ。気にしないで。
Mochizuki pats Takigawa lightly on the shoulder.
仲いいみたいじゃない？
So they do. When I spoke with them just a few hours ago, it felt like a one-way affair on Takigawa's end. But based on how they're acting now, the feeling seems to be mutual. I'm talking about trust, of course.
さーて、ミッション開始ね。
We watch them pass by. We then wait for a further minute before she stands up and begins the chase. I follow a few moments later. I mean, We maintained the me, Kodachi, Mochizuki, and Takigawa line for a while until... Whoops, Kodachi suddenly hides behind a roadside tree about 15 meters in front of me. I quickly find a spot to hide myself. I peek out to see the student council pair standing at the front gate. Minutes pass. Eventually Takigawa bows her head and heads towards the student dorms. They just said their goodbyes, I suppose. Suzuki walks in the direction of town, but comes to a stop after about 10 meters of walking. She looks around in uncertainty before heading back into the academy and towards the student dorms. What is she up to? She took a glance at Kodachi. She gestures at me to continue the pursuit. Mochizuki's hiding herself in the shadow between student and dorm buildings. I converge with Kodachi at a separate hiding spot.
Kakei, あの人なんで尾行してるの?
You think I know? We continue our observation for the time being. Takigawa eventually walks into one of the dorms like normal. As far as I can tell, she's done nothing out of the ordinary. On the other end, Mochizuki is still hiding behind one of the buildings. Is she waiting for something to happen?
あんた知り合いなんでしょ? 今度それとなく探ってみてよ.
Now I'll go talk to her now.
え? ちょっと!
I emerge from behind a dorm and approach Mochizuki. Eventually reduce the 20 meters separating us to essentially nothing. Just like hands behind his arms and such. Hey there! How's it going? Mochizuki, what are you doing? She literally jumps in surprise.
Kakei-kun? 何してるの?
I saw you tailing Takigawa, so I decided to tail you tailing Takigawa. I saw you walking away as I was heading home. I wanted to say hello, and before I knew it, I chased you all the way here. What about you?
私は知り合いに用事があって。
Beads of sweat form at her forehead. So she can make faces like this too. Is it just my imagination, or have you been stalking Takigawa? She looks away. Since it's you, I can imagine there's a good reason for this. I won't pursue the matter further. She turns back to me, trying to gauge my reaction. I'll keep what happened here denied a secret. But if there's anything I can help with, let me know. A few seconds of silence ensue, until her mouth opens to speak.
Aoi. 滝川さんのことが心配で、様子を見ていたの。
What exactly worries you?
良くない噂を耳にしたのよ。夜中に外出しているとか、していないとか。
She looks depressed now, but I doubt it's an act. She must be really worried about Takigawa.
あの子、最近様子がおかしいから、何かあったんじゃないかって。
Strange in what way?
生徒会の仕事のことなんだけど、突然考え方が極端になってしまったの。今日も白崎さんを挑発して、あんなことを言う子じゃなかったんだけど。
So her mindset changed without warning. I can think of many possible reasons, but the black sheep idea sticks out foremost in my mind. There are probably several people who would change their mindset in an instant if they were guided by a shepherd. He thought it was weird too. How does she benefit by provoking others to run for president? Student council would normally evade such practices at all costs, no?
もちろん。いえ、そんな姑息なことは考えてないわ。
She mutters awkwardly. Anyway, did anything come to light? She shrugs her shoulders. I'll let you know if I find find out anything useful.
ええ、よろしくね。あと。
She averts her gaze once more. Don't worry about it. I'll keep it a secret. I know you have the best of intentions here.
ありがとう。よろしくね。
She smiles warmly. I've managed to calm her down.
それじゃあ、私はこれで帰ろうと思うけど。
Nah, same here.
ご一緒してよろしい?
I've heard rumors that she stays in a high-class dorm near the front gate. That would make our paths back home the same for most of the journey. Sure. I catch Kodachi staring at me from the corner of my eye. She doesn't look very pleased, to put it mildly.
何かあるなら遠慮するけど。
It's fine. A stray cat distracted me.
え? 猫?
She looks around uneasily. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It wasn't anything special. She turns back to face me. Anyway, it's an honor to accompany you back home.
光栄なんておかしいわ。同じ生徒なのに。
Looks like I'm ending the school day with Mochizuki. Sorry, Kodachi, but that's how the flow of the conversation went.
ちは、野良猫です。大した猫じゃないんで、特技はまあ、お魚くわえて逃げることくらいです。
A thorny voice calls out to me shortly after I say goodbye to Mochizuki. There stands Kodachi in all her fury. Hey,
ようじゃないわよ。こっちは家計を心配してたのに、なんで仲良く二人で帰ってるのよ。意味わかんない。
Sorry, it just happened. I couldn't escape.
へえ、その割には楽しそうだったじゃない。何が、望月さんくらいの髪の長さ嫌いじゃないですよ。よ。
What?
ばっかじゃないの、ばっかじゃないの、ばっかじゃないの。
I get scolded in triplicate. Can't exactly act all bored when we're going home together. Think about it, sheesh.
はい、来た。逆ギレ来ましたよ。まあいいですけどね、誰と仲良くなっても。私はむしろ大歓迎ですから。
What kind of support exactly? Sorry for leaving you behind.
じゃあ、今度また海外ドラマ見に行っていい？毎週徹夜で。
Not again. Buy a TV already.
いやー、まとまったお金持ってなくて。
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't.
というわけで、家計先輩を頼るしかないんです。
Yeah, got it.
やったー、イエイイエイ。
She strikes some strange pose. Let's go home. I line up next to her this time. Another view. Oh no. Sakuraba exits the store to the sound of the clerk's goodbye. It begins. It begins. She's been so busy that her dinner ended up being takeout side dishes from the store. The shame causes her to make a firm vow. All her future meals will be with proper utensils at a table. The plastic bag she carries is heavy on her thin arms. But a sudden sight at a junction causes her to pause for thought. Or more accurately, it causes her to freeze in her tracks. The academy is to her back. Straight ahead is her home. And to the right is Kake's place. They've parted ways at this junction several times since they became part of the library club.
家計はもう家に帰っただろうか。
She looks in the direction of Kake's apartment block, all the while without moving an inch. Despite seeing him every day at the club room, she still can't shake the prickly feeling in her chest whenever she comes here alone. It's almost a habit of hers at this point. The light at the pedestrian crossing turns green. She takes a step onto the road, then returns to the pavement. Another step forward, another step back. The process repeats itself 4 times until the light turns red once again.
何をやっているんだ私は。
She was hesitant and indecisive, and soon enough the chance had come and gone. It might be merely a description of her attempt to cross the road, but she can't help but imagine it as a sign of her what's to come.
もう。
She wraps her head with her free hand in disgust. But a familiar voice in the middle of an argument reaches her ears.
家計？
She instantly dives into the nearby stationery shop. The last thing she wants is to have Kake see her with a plastic bag full of takeout from the store. She peeks outside the automatic door, where Kake has stopped. Next to him stands Kodachi.
こんな時間に何を。やはり、小立は侮れないな。
I share what I heard from Mochizuki's Kodachi as we walk back home.
なる。予想通り、滝川ってのが怪しいわね。
The main part is how she changed so suddenly.
重点観察対象にしときましょう。
She's all but printed Takigawa's name in bright red letters in her list of suspects. You know, I still don't really get what shepherds are like. Is it possible to see how a shepherd handles a typical case? There's so many things they can and can't do. It's all hard to grasp.
どうしようかな。
She folds her arms.
あ、ちょうどいい仕事があるわね。そしたら、明日か明後日の放課後、5時くらいから時間もらっていい？
I couldn't ask for more. I'll probably be busy tomorrow, but the day after works.
了解。じゃあ明後日で。
Why is it the perfect job for me?
サポート対象があんたの知り合いなの。
Who?
あさってのお楽しみ。
You won't be doing anything bad, right?
もちろん。
She grins as if it's the most obvious thing in the world.
私たちは羊飼い。人をより良い人生に導く存在よ。人にとってマイナスになることはしないの。
Savon called you shepherds Savon called you shepherds, the servants of mankind, actually. The nuance is a bit different now.
言葉のあやだって。
She waves my rebuttal away flippantly. Oh well, as long as it won't hurt anyone.
そうそう。
Hold on, Her cackling grin triggers a weird sensation inside me. I can't tell what exactly it is, but I'm getting the feeling that I should know about this.
どったの？
This might sound weird, but have we met before? I mean, before I came to this academy.
さあ、道ですれ違うくらいはしたかもしれないけど。
Oh yeah, I guess that could be it.
あらやだ。もしかして運命の再会とか信じちゃってるピュアハート？
No, jeez. Let's go back already, I'm tired.
恥ずかしがってるし。
Our banter continues as we enter our apartment block. I close my book and get ready to go to bed when my phone buzzes. It's an email from Shirazaki. It simply says, "Are you awake? Might have a call." I check the clock. It's 2 a.m. She must be really agonizing over her dilemma if she's sending me an email this late. Initiate the call on my end. She picks up on the second ring.
筧くん、かけてもらっちゃってごめんね。起こしちゃった？
Oops. It's okay. I was still up when your email came.
そっか、よかった。
That simple exchange still tells me enough about how troubled she is. So worrying about the election?
やっぱりわかっちゃう？
I'm sure any of the club members could.
だよね。
She may be laughing, but there's no energy in her voice. It's painful to hear her like this. Do you want to run for president?
あれからずっと考えたんだけど、やっぱり高峰くんを助けないと。それに滝川さんが生徒会長になったら学園が息苦しくなっちゃいそうだから。
Her stance hasn't changed since the afternoon. That means her desire for this is the real thing.
結局は私のわがままだよね。
You're not the only one who wants to help Takamine. What's needed is for someone, anyone, to challenge Takigawa as a candidate. If the town just steps up to the plate, then we can just do all we can to support them.
誰かが立候補したとしても、その人がいい人とは限らないよ。滝川さんと同じようなタイプの人なら何も変わらないじゃない。
That's true. To be honest, I should have noticed that myself. I guess that shows how bothersome getting involved in this election would be in my mind. Alright, what now? Basically joined this club because I was interested in what made Shirazaki tick. But as time went on, I slowly changed until the club activities became what I enjoyed. She's thinking of setting off on a new challenge. It'd be a waste to disembark now. Final test to become a shepherd, and now this election. I'm sure going to have my hands full.
やっぱり立候補するなら一人でやった方がいいのかな。みんなに迷惑かけることになるよね。
He's basically muttering to herself aloud. Are you thinking of quitting the club? I hear a sharp but affirmative breathe on the other side of the line. That's how determined she is. Don't be stupid. None of us would want that.
でも
No buts.
でも
Enough already. You can count on my help, so aim for the top. Her breathing stops for a second.
本当に？
Yeah. A hardcore library club member never goes back on his word.
なんか急にうさんくさく。
In that case, I'm hanging up.
待って手伝ってください。お願いします。
I hear the sound of ear whooshing. She must be bowing her head constantly on the other side of the phone. I like how he's actually holding the phone there. I'll be a little mean and stay silent.
筧くんあれ切れちゃった怒らせちゃったどうしよ
I'm here.
うちょっともうやだ
She sounds almost on the verge of tears. I'm sorry. Please accept my full support for the election as my apology.
筧くん
I can see your face brightening in my mind's eye.
本当にありがとうでもどうして
Lots of stuff.
教えてよ
The number one reason is to help Takamine out. Other than that, well, you'd probably be utterly helpless at running a campaign by yourself, so...
そんなに頼りないかな
Honestly, she doesn't have much of a chance if she tries to do it all on her own. She definitely needs support. Let's talk to everyone about this tomorrow. Sakuraba would probably help too, but I'm not sure about the rest.
筧くんが手伝ってくれるならみんな手伝ってくれると思う
Glad you think I'm so influential, but it's not a given.
絶対
She chuckles in satisfaction to herself. What's she planning
と
now?
にかくありがとうね筧くん勇気出してメールしてよかった何かするたびに筧くんにはお世話になっちゃうね
Don't worry about it. I'm doing this because I want to. Backing her up will increase both my workload and my troubles. But strangely enough, I'm starting to enjoy getting dragged into her plans.
そうそう今日信頼筋から情報があったんだけど今夜は小立さんとデートだったの
Eh? Someone must have spotted us. We did meet up, but we weren't on a date.
そうなんだよかった
Huh?
なんでもないなんでもないなんでもない
Don't get weird ideas in your head. Anyway, see you tomorrow.
ちょっと待って
Yeah?
あのね筧くん
The tone in her voice changes.
私すごく筧くんのこと頼りにしてるよ他の人が言ってくれないようなことも言ってくれるしいろいろ教えてくれるから
You're very welcome.
だからほら部活のこととかじゃなくてもいろいろ教えてくれたら嬉しいかも
Can't imagine the bleeding eyes she's making from the sound of her voice. Sure, what do you want to know? What? Why is that the thing? That's apparently the choice I have to go for. I'm always here if you need advice. That is for Kodachi-Route, right? Not being a retard, right? That is for Kodachi-Route. I'm always here if you need advice. I'm always here if you need advice.
ありがとう私バカだからつまらないこと聞くかもしれないけどいい
Of course.
よかった
Alright then. Good night.
おやすみなさい今日は本当にありがとう
Your final lines are an uncharacteristically soft show of appreciation. September 2nd. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and check something real quick. Be right back. Okay, so apparently there has been a CG in this part, so I'm just gonna use the first Kodachi CG because I'm getting too tired, so I'm going to bed. So you'll see the rest of the Kodachi-Route collective next week. Hope you enjoy. Hope you're looking forward to that, and good night. Bye bye.